Previously on Vampyr.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
And now, Vampyr, Episode 4. Okay, so I'm awake. I'm gonna just take a moment to review. Right now I'm working on this craft the treatment for fatigue. So I used up my ingredients for that, so I need to go buy those before I can finish that quest. So I also want to make sure that I can upgrade my hacksaw, which means I need a common handle part. And let's see, treatment for fatigue, I need sodium hypochlorite solution. All right, so I'm gonna go buy that from the guy who runs the morgue, and then hopefully I can also find the gentleman from the photo, because I haven't found him yet, and I would rather like to speak to him. I spoke to Philippa already. Alright, so if I fully looked around up here, I don't know where I'm gonna find these people, generally speaking. Can I? Okay, that's nothing. That's a dead-end stairway. Alright. I should probably, let's see. If I'm looking for the gentleman in the photo with Philippa, I'm not sure if he'll be inside or outside because a lot of people are working outside here. Let's see what we got.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation.
Who is that?
I managed to arrange to...
Who is speaking? Is that my buddy? Oh, it was probably my morgue buddy here. Alright, so let's see. I need to buy a few things
Dr.
off of
Reid.
you.
Such a pleasure to see you again.
Let's trade.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Alright, so, I need this. And I need 2 of them. And then... Oh, I could sell him my axe, it looks like. I can't buy the part that I need from him. But I could sell some things. Alright, I think I'm gonna wait and see if those items can be recycled. But I have what I need to craft the treatment for fatigue. Let me just go a little bit farther down this way and see if I can find that other fellow. Nobody in there. That's the... I think that's the entrance to the hospital I first went in. Alright, who's around here? This is where I kind of first arrived and blew by everybody.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
Oh.
The famous Dr. Reid has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
So this is the guy who messed up his surgery. So let me press for details. Okay, so I don't know much about him, but he has a mesmerized level of 2, good blood quality, and then this is the thing that I knew about him, was that his medical error cost Mr. Connor his life. So, let's see, let me ask him about that, if I can. Oh, there we go, about your medical error.
Corcoran, I want you to tell me about Mr. Connor. How did he die? What happened?
He was my patient. He died because of my mistake. That's the blunt truth.
Right, tell me about the mistake.
What was the nature of the mistake?
It was a twofold error. My diagnosis was wrong, and the administered dosage was too strong.
Why not stop practicing? That seems a little extreme, but let me find out who he was
Who was
first.
this patient?
I don't know. Some sick man from the docks, maybe a fisherman. I had no time to talk with him. No one claimed a body.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and ask him why not stop practicing, but I feel like that might be a little extreme.
Why not stop practicing?
Are you mad? I killed that man, I admit it, and it won't happen again. I have saved so many lives since then.
No, I mean, that's fair. People make mistakes. All right, so let's see what he has to say about the situation here.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
Yeah, I think that's probably...
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reid. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
what do you think of the staff?
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Okay. So tell me about who the positive guys are.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Oh, all right. Nurse Brannigan, I think, is the one with the bloody apron. Of course, they're all probably wearing bloody aprons.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Okay, that's interesting. All right.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
So I've met Dr. Tippett. Whose mistake I found in the morgue. Who's this? Oh, I think this is... Yeah.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reid. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reid. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reid. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
Huh, okay, well that's good. So I found your wallet, and I know you're dating Philippa. I don't suppose that's a problem, unless there's a policy against people who work for the hospital not dating.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reid.
Oh yeah, I guess in this time period that could be an issue for some people. Okay, so, but he bribed me to not tell anyone. I really, really don't care. First, I want to see if you have something
I'd
to
like
upgrade
to see
my,
your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reid.
upgrade my hacksaw.
A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Do you have something for my hacksaw, though? Let's see. Common handle part. Tiny. Regular common handle part. That's what I need. Not super interested in a gun, though. Milton shotgun. Does a nice amount of damage, doesn't it? Okay. Not sure what else I might need, but these are the two things I need the most at the moment. I could possibly sell him stuff. Oh, I do want to talk to him too, actually.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Let's see. Let's start with life in London. Yeah, tell me about this weapons dealing that you do.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Okay. I wonder if he's getting attacked by patients that have turned into skulls, because that's another disease going around. All right, what's your view of what's going on in this hospital?
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Let's see, what's your occupation? I know he's the ambulance driver. Your mediocre reputation.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
I suppose that's fair. All right, and let's see. Yeah, why is Nurse Hawkins thinking of quitting? Well, I kind of know why, but what do you think about it?
Do you know that Nurse Hawkins is thinking of leaving the hospital?
That's not a surprise. We've talked about it already.
Does it not bother you?
Sometimes I think she may be right. We should run away while we can. Question is, where can we go? Where is it safe?
That's a reasonable question. All right, I guess I'll ask him a little more about this.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Oh, boy. Let's see, you could both get fired. I wonder if that's true.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reid. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Well, I kind of agree with that, but I guess if it's the policy, it's the policy.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other, and that's all that matters.
Okay, I accept that. Not that it's really any of my business, actually. All right.
Goodbye, Milton.
Good to meet you, ambulance driver. All right, so now I want to head back up to my office and complete my tasks. All right, so I met Tippett's. I met Milton. I can't remember what Tippett's first name was. Corcoran? Maybe? Okay. Okay. I really thought I was supposed to be able to go out here. I thought that it was mentioned in Swansea's letter. Okay. Let's start with the treatment for fatigue. Alright, and then I'm going to upgrade my hacksaw. Oh, look at this. Okay, so I can choose enhanced damage or absorb blood points. Ooh, I like that idea. Huh. So that needs 5 aluminum powder and 5 aluminum shards. Or I can do 10% damage, which would be what does it do now? 75, so 7.5. Okay. Oh, okay, so that includes that. All right. That makes me want to know what I could recycle. Spring screw grease. Ooh, that'll get me some aluminum. Oh, small bag of junk, watch, and a bottle of alcohol. Oh, wow. That had the ferrous tartrate in it. Okay. So let's see. I believe I need to bring that remedy to Nurse Crane. Let's see. Where can I find her? Can I go through here? There's a lot of places I just can't go. I wonder if she's downstairs. Toggle to look for citizens. Okay, there's Pippa. Alright, so got a good amount of people in the hospital. I guess I could go around. Oh, that's the vicar. Alright. Probably want to be trying to figure out who, if anyone, I'm going to eat. I'd recognize your bloody apron anywhere.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Okay, I can do that. Alright, so diseases. Decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Use correct medicine to heal them. Speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy to check his medical status. Okay, so if I want to eat somebody, I can increase the quality of their blood. Alright. Hello. don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to him. Okay.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Okay. Well, I don't want to talk to him because he's got a sore throat. All right,
Do
medical
you need
checkup.
any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
All right, let's give him some medicine.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Okay. Well, he said he had a sore throat. I really don't want to... Let's see.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Okay, I kind of suspected that. Maybe I can...
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
You can talk to this lady here.
Waste your time with me.
Maybe his wife?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
Oh, mother.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reid? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
Well, I just gave him medicine that I made for stamina, but to cure his sore throat. We'll see how that works. All right. Oh, I can't ask her any personal questions. Tell me about yourself.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes you sound pretty rich.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes. Thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Okay. What are you doing in your life? That's a really broad question.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
I see.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived, but we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Oh, well.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Well, okay. You're kind of insufferable, Beatrice Goswick. Let's see. I share your stupor. I certainly do not share your stupor. Is it unusual to charge somebody?
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
Oh wait, this is England. Maybe you don't have to pay for a bed usually. That maybe is unusual.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
I'm just sort of confused because when I got here you said you'd pay anything and now you're mad that you had to pay. Let's see. She has very good blood quality. Her social circle is her son. And her mesmerize is 4. So, unfortunately, I will not be able to just take her outside and eat her right now. You know, I do need to...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I assume I need to practice my mesmerizing to level it up. So I should...
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
Find people
As
to
for me,
eat.
what a blundering idiot.
Who's this?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reid, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
You're starting to look like a snack as well. Also a number 4, healthy and a number 4, mesmerize. Number 4? Level 4? Alright, what's your problem?
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reid. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Wow, okay. There's really, it's super unnecessary.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Wow, okay. So why don't you give me your take on this hospital?
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I think you might be overreacting to my presence.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reid, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
I wonder if I did that. I have saved many lives, sir.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Well, honestly, Dr. Waverly, I don't know enough about myself to defend myself. Yeah, it does seem like you're a little jaded on military service.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Okay. I'll take it.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
He's a little bristly, but it does make me wonder about myself if I was, ethically entitled to be doing the experiments that I did. Okay, so blood temptation. Citizen's blood will provide you a massive XP boost. Yeah, I've been looking. Oh, there's actually another person in here. Can I? No, that's... They're probably asleep. Let's see what else. I'm gonna put on my vampire senses and see what I can see. I do have a assignment to go see Edgar. But I think I'm going to... That's Pippa. Let's see...
I have wasted
see who
too
this guy
much
is.
energy for so little result.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Oh, that's kind of sad. Okay, so I could eat this guy. I feel kind of bad for him, though. Let's see what I can learn about him. How's your stay?
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Yeah, who's your doctor right now?
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Oh dear. Okay, what could I do for you?
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Well, that's terrible. Yeah, how long were you in the military?
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
None taken.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
I don't know if I want to eat a fellow veteran.
I wonder why the Goswicks came here in the first place.
Oh, yeah, I kind of want to
discussed on every street corner.
talk to her about the Goswicks. Let's see. Ah, yeah, that's her. It's hard to tell with her bent over that patient.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Okay, let's see. I don't want to lead with that. Let's see. Well, I wanted to ask her specifically about the Goswicks.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
Interesting. All right.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
I'll be back to you. Yeah, I thought I might be able to ask her about Goswick. Oh yeah, let's see how the good vicar's holding up.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Okay. Yeah, I want to know about that. Yeah, how did you come to be eaten by William Bishop?
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Okay. So why?
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
I see. There's a patient here addicted to blood.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reid. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Yeah, I don't know. Tell me about Watts. He is the Is he the bartender or the alcoholic?
Do you know Tom Watts?
Bartender.
The bartender from the Turtle. I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
Corruption, huh?
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
Well, that's on the up and up. I am looking for people to eat, though, so if you could be more forthcoming about evil people, that would be helpful.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Well, I don't know if people would follow advice anywhere. Anyway, okay, let's see. So I want to hear about the corruption.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Oh, okay. So who's in charge now?
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Okay, well, I ate Clay, so that's kind of my fault.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Well, that's handy. Okay. Yeah, I am wondering how you're doing physically since you were drained of a lot of blood.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Well, you need rest and blood.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest?
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Interesting. Yeah, why didn't you use your cross against William? I happen to know from my encounter with Swansea that is quite effective.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Okay. All right, have you made any friends?
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Interesting. All right, I'm just curious. Okay, he's very strong. I would not have any chance of mesmerizing him. And quite healthy, despite being out of blood. Okay, so I have the Pembroke Hospital, and the docks. So Sean's the pillar. Dyson Delaney. I could cure him with a treatment. Who is Dyson Delaney? Oh, he's the drunk. He's the drunk in the bar, and then we have the bartender and the barmaid, but I haven't met any of these other people yet. Okay, and then so far here at the Pembroke Hospital, I've got Thomas Elwood. He's the guy with the burning face. Considering eating him, not because I don't like him, but because he's just fucking miserable. So, and doesn't seem to get any help from medication. Waverly Ackroyd, who doesn't like me. Mortimer and his really unpleasant mother. And then we have Pippa and Milton down here. Corcoran and Gwyneth. She's the butcher nurse. And then we've got Rakesh over here. Let's see, Clay, I ate him. And then a couple of people I haven't met yet who... guess these are going to probably maybe be doctors, and then these will be patients, perhaps? Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm going to go see Dr. Swansea real quick and
wasted too much energy.
Open his office. Yeah, he must be upstairs. Okay. Then maybe sort of see what's next. I mean, it is good to be going around and meeting people.
It's locked, all right.
Oh, how do I get in to see him? Ah, here we go. Dr. Swansea.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
I really wish that you would stop bringing that up like it's just a little cool tidbit. Yeah, I'm not certain it's a gift. I don't know if you know this, but I ate my sister.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really amused by... You have a very light attitude about this stuff.
Thank you. But I'd rather you didn't speak so lightly about my condition. There is nothing I find amusing about this situation.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
The plot thickens. All right, talk to the hospital benefactor. I will do that. Okay. Harriet. I don't think I've met Harriet yet. Wait, where do I see all... Ah, here we go. She's... I bet you this is Harriet right here. Okay, I think Harriet is the person who has a craving for blood, according to the vicar. So I definitely want to meet her. There she is, I bet. Okay. Then I'll go see Lady Ashbury. Is that her? Oh, she's talking to my oh, my. Hey, leave him alone.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal.
Oh boy.
You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Oh boy. Okay, so this is Thelma Howcroft. Mesmerize of 2. Wait. Who's Harriet? Is Harriet Miss Ashcroft? Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's see. Yes, I'm very curious about you since you claim to be a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Wow, okay, tell me about that.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
That's intense. Ever heard of Cotard syndrome? Well, I hope he explains it, because I've never heard of it.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I'm being so judgy, since I'm a vampire. Why are you here?
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Interesting.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
So now I'm sort of wondering if she's actually a vampire or if something's wrong with her. And she's not a vampire. But I do know there are vampire hunters out there for sure, so she could be in some trouble. Let's see. About blackmailing. Yeah, I guess I am supposed to be finding out who's bothering Lady Ashbury.
Have you heard of any blackmailing going on within these walls?
I have no time for mortal games. My secrets are beyond their comprehension, Dr. Reid.
Okay, I guess that's fair. Who are you really?
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's mind, you see.
She thinks she's an old vampire. Well, that certainly is interesting. I don't know that I can ask her anything else. No. Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay. So I do kind of wonder if she's actually a vampire or just delusional. Okay. Let's go see Miss Ashbury. She is over there. And apparently she's quite delicate.
And I thought last summer's epidemic was difficult.
Who's that? Is that Tippett? Okay, let me go see this lady. There she is.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk.
Renfield?
Good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
Oh dear.
Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Hey, you're a vampire! Next time on Vampire.